What's up, guys? Tim Little, Matt Allen. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin. Today's buyer's guide video, $500 combos. This is where our passion really lies. That $4, $5, and high-end dollar combos. We got you covered. Handful of brands. Let's go.
First off, happy Thanksgiving. We know you guys are spending time with family, with loved ones. Today is a very special day, especially in the midst of this crazy year, right? We are all just thankful to be here. It has been a wild year. What we want to do today is we're going to talk $500 combos, okay? I wish I could say this was going to be a quick video so you could get right back to family, to the things that are important, but we're so passionate about this topic, we might run a little long, so bear with us.
It might be a blessing in disguise, right, guys?
All right, so the other thing that I want to bring up right now before we kick this off is tomorrow's Black Friday. Sales are happening. A lot of people are only online shopping this year, so we're there. It snuck up on us too. Keep that in mind. So Tackle Warehouse does a Black Friday sale every year. That sale does not start at like 3 in the morning. So when you see the videos coming out tomorrow, you go. If that sale hasn't started yet, hopefully it has, but that sale usually kicks off 8 a.m. Pacific time.
West Coast, yeah.
So keep that in mind, but that sale will be there for you guys. With that, let's jump into it.
Yeah, real quick, because we always have to answer it in the comments. Why don't we talk about what brands are covered in that sale usually?
Well, sure, we can do that. So there is a big difference between brands that are shown as being on sale and brands that are actually on sale. When you get on any website for Black Friday, you see this big long list of things that are excluded, and that's not just Tackle Warehouse. Those brands are excluded because of MAP pricing. They can't advertise that they're on sale. Almost every brand, not all, but almost every brand is actually on sale, even if it doesn't show it. If you complete the sale, you actually go through with it, your receipt does reflect that discount. And that is something we answer hundreds of times,
yeah,
on the morning of Black Friday. So with very few exceptions, virtually everything is included. And if you've got concerns, you could of course call their customer service. I'm sure they're going to be bogged down, but
right.
Just know that confusion happens every year. It's been the same forever. Most everything is on sale.
Yeah, just know that a lot of the stuff we're covering today might not be listed on sale, but like Matt said, follow through with it and you'll be surprised.
Why don't you kick us off?
All right, $500 combos. Like I said in the intro, this is kind of where our passion is. This is the stuff that we choose to fish with. You know, a lot of the other stuff we have to go out of our way to purchase, to get, to try, just so we can recommend it for everybody. Our viewers,
right,
you know, range in just the whole gamut, right? From different price points. So when we get to go out fishing, this is the stuff that we choose. Yeah. I'm starting it off with the IMX Pro line. The reason I went with the IMX Pro, they have so many, their entire series is technique specific, right? You know,
it's crazy.
Technique specific. Swim bait rods, crankbait rods, finesse rods, everything's got a little logo on it, but the IMX Pro, it's where I spend a lot of my time cranking, square billing, deep cranks, that sort of stuff. But IMX Pro, you cannot go wrong with these guys right here.
All right, my first one is Megabass. This is the Orochi series. The Orochis are phenomenal rods. They are a high-end rod. I paired this one up with a Croix, but ignore the reels. Down in the video description, we'll give you exact models with exact reels to make things really easy for you. But the Orochi line, it's just a handful of models. They've got, in all of these, there's spinning and casting, right? And even though we're holding up the casting rods, we absolutely recommend some of those spinning rods as well, and we will cover that. But the Orochis, there's a handful of models, and they're for very specific things, and they are excellent at those things. Jig rods in particular is something that I just always turn to those rods and have been so happy with them.
Yeah, I didn't even talk about reels in my first recommendation. in order to make a lot of these combos fit in that $500 price point, you got to kind of adjust which reel you're pairing it with.
Right.
Depends on which model rod you go with, honestly, because some have different price points. But down below in the video description, we will link all of that stuff. Next line I want to talk about is going to be the Champion XP line. This is a Dobyns series. I mean, you can't even read it on this. I don't know if you guys can see this. Matt and I grew up fishing these, right? We've been fishing these for years and years and years. They've only gotten better. You can't say enough good things about the XP line. They have technique-specific stuff, crank line. They have swim bait, finesse stuff. If you are looking, you know, the reason we're covering so many brands because a lot of guys like to have one rod company.
Right.
You know, you jump on the boat, you want everything to feel the same, look the same, whatever, right? So these companies like the Dobyns line, you could cover your entire fishing, all one brand, all one line or series of rods. But the XPs, again, topwater, cranking, swim baits, all of it, this is a good series.
Now, my next one, this is another one that I'm passionate about. This is St. Croix. This is Legend Tournament. St. Croix as a whole, I think, don't get the credit that they should. We'll circle back on that. But the Legend Tournament series, much like IMX Pro, there's an insane number of models. There's like 20-something just casting rods.
Right.
In that one series, there's 20-something different casting rods. I mean, there is a rod for every technique you could possibly want to do. And I have been very, very happy with them. This one in particular,
I've seen you catch double digits on that one.
I have landed double digits literally on this rod. And that's one of the funny things. So you mentioned that some guys are really brand specific. Tim and I are not. Partly because of what we do, right? We need to try all this gear for you guys so we can give you educated opinions. And partially because over the years, we've become so technique specific. And we recognize that when you need a hair jig rod, that is one rod. When you need a rod to throw this square bill versus this square bill, that's two different rods. So we reach across brands and across lines and pull out single rods for our fishing. Our decks are just a hodgepodge, but not everybody does that. So you have the ability to select single models that are excellent or to run an entire line when you get into this price point.
Yeah, and honestly, for us, it changes year to year, right? Some years, an entire line will be like, this is amazing. And then next year, you'll find those niche rods, and it just kind of every year, it gets expensive, but it always changes. You guys, the last series I want to talk about is going to be the Exprides. You know, this is a dead horse. We've beat it for the last year or two. These are phenomenal rods. Yeah. You know, they do have some technique-specific stuff that you might have to branch out if you want real specific, you know, maybe the Croix or IMX Pro, but Exprides as a whole, lighter, sensitive, they are phenomenal. I mean, we get to fish with whatever we want, right? And I still fish with a ton of Exprides when I could fish with higher end stuff.
Right.
I truly feel like this rod is underpriced. It should be up in the higher price category. They make some great rods, you know, punching, frogging, all that. And finesse stuff too. You know, some of my favorite finesse rods are Expride spinning rods. So if you're looking to stay with one series, you cannot go wrong with the Expride. You can't go wrong with any of these.
With any of these.
But I think the standout for me in this lineup is going to be the Exprides. But they're hard to get. You know, they've been back ordered for so long. Some of them.
Although now they're not hard. They have been hard to get for years, and right now most of them are available in a world where you can't get anything. Somehow most of the Exprides are in.
Yeah, so again, Exprides, and we're going to play a little game here in just a second. We got a surprise for you, but these three that I talked about, IMX Pro, Champion XP, and the Exprides, they're all winners. This is a fabulous line as well.
Yeah, Tim nailed it. I mean, the Exprides, they come in at like $279 to $299, and they absolutely fish like they are in the 400s. And that's why when you see us out on the boat, I mean, we own so many different kinds of rods. Anything could be on the deck of that boat when we go fun fishing or fishing for anything.
Right.
A lot of the fishing videos you see us do on this channel start out as fun fishing. Right? We're like, hey, let's just go fishing. We start smashing them, camera turns on, And lo and behold, this is the stuff that's laying all over that deck because that is what we grab when it's time to go. So my last one, this is a new one, and I don't have a ton of time into these yet. It's a Savage Gear. I mentioned a couple months back, we were talking swim baits, and I talked about how much Savage Gear has changed in recent years. They went from stuff that I wasn't even willing to look at, to be honest, to an actual legitimate company making phenomenal swim baits, making really original hard baits, and now rods. So this year, with rods being hard to get, we have branched out into all sorts of new models, and one of those that we tried is a Savage Gear Black Ops. Price point, it hangs right with these other rods. I threw a Corrado DC on it, that's what I've been fishing on there. But this rod is extremely light, extremely sensitive. Now, I do not have years on it like we do all the rest of these, but so far, very impressed. If you want to just try something different, if you want to get out of the box, try a completely different line of rods this year, I think that this is a great way to go. Now, you mentioned Expride as probably the best bang for the buck all around, and 100% I agree. The rest of these, I would say, what else do we have?
IMX Pro and Dobbins XP.
So the way these stand out to me is Legend Tournament, I would say, or just St. Croix in general, really, is probably the most, if we can categorize these.
Underrated?
Underrated. Underrated rods. Across the board, I have no clue why why so few anglers fish them. And they're a big company, but they could be giant.
Yeah, up north, it's almost all
everywhere.
Croix. Yeah,
right.
It's everywhere. But out west, not really. Down south, not really. I know you've been raving about those rods for a long time. So
those are awesome rods. And then for me, the Orochis, those technique-specific rods. I mean, I don't own every rod in the Orochi lineup, but I own a bunch of them, and every single one of them has found a permanent spot for me.
Yeah, what a lot of these companies are doing, you know, we've covered it in our entry level, our $100 combos, $200 combo videos. You know, all this technology is trickling down.
Right.
And you know, you take a company like Megabass, the Orochi, that stuff's trickling down from the Destroyer line, the P5 line. So you're getting those actions drop down in a lower price point. So you're getting to fish those technique-specific rods that were born at a higher price point.
Right. We've got a little game here for you. I've written down a bunch of categories, different styles of fishing. Frog, jig, Ned rig.
Which one's my list?
These are going to be you, these are going to be me.
Okay.
I stuck you with most of the finesse techniques. All right, so the reason why I'm doing this is because this is where we naturally like to fish. We fish here and we fish up from here. So there's a lot of passion at this price range. And the reason you guys are watching this video is to learn, you know, one, that yes, we like Expride, but more importantly than that, if you want to throw a jerkbait, what is the right rod? So what we're going to do, I'm going to read you your list, you read me my list. You've got to come up with your favorite rod for each one of these at this price point.
For the technique.
And don't worry about reel, just focus on rods. That's hard to do all of it.
Right.
But rods, you know, plus or minus 250-ish bucks. You've got some wiggle room.
Yep.
All right, are you ready? Are you guys ready? First one, jerkbait.
610 medium. Expride.
Nice choice. Lipless.
IMX Pro 845 CBR.
You're fast.
It's all right.
Chatterbait.
Expride glass.
Drop shot.
I'm gonna go whip snake.
Ooh, Megabass. Nice touch. Ned rig.
Expride probably 610 medium light.
Shaky head.
Give me all the finesse ones.
I did.
I'm gonna go Expride again. 7 foot medium.
Nice choice. Flip. Like big rod, like heavy flipping, punching.
Expride 711 extra heavy.
Light flip.
I think there's a lot of.
There are. That's what makes it fun. All right, give me like picture Clear Lake, two leaves, no slop. What are you gonna put right in the front edge of that?
Dude, I'm gonna go 7'6" heavy X-Pride.
Dude, literally the rod I would have chosen.
Really?
Yeah, nice.
I was like, I literally played out like 4 or 5 different rods in my head. Anyways, go ahead.
Tailspin.
Ooh, IMX Pro 843 CBR.
Nice.
It's a crank rod. It's just it's a noodle of a rod, but you can reel those tailspin. You can feel that vibration, especially with braid to leader. And then you can also hop it, and with those light hooks, once you get them pegged, it's just a noodle, and it keeps them pegged.
Turn it over to you.
Oh, goody. All right, so you wrote this list, so I'm going to throw you some curveballs.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to do it in reverse, actually. So, I can answer all these for you. Blade bait.
610 medium, jerkbait rod.
Kitech. 2.8 and 4.8. Ooh. He wrote Kitech. You like those curveballs?
I like them. So Kitech 4.8 you could do on almost anything. Any like medium heavy, but I would say probably X-Pride 7.2 medium heavy.
Okay.
2.8. Okay, 2.8 I like because IMX Pro just brought back a bunch of the old technique specific rods. Mm-hmm. With those, they inserted 2 swim bait rods. Right. The lighter one of those, I think, I don't know the number, but I have it, and I really like it. The lighter one of those new IMX Pro swim bait rods.
Okay. Jig.
Can I have 2?
Are you going to separate them between, like, football and pitching, or what?
Yes. Yes, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah, they want to know.
Okay. So, heavier jigs, so like pitching, flipping, that sort of thing. No question, Orochi Braillist. That has been a very, very hard rod to get. Still a hard rod to get. But I really like that rod. For football, that's a completely different rod for me. And football, my rod is not even a rod that was designed for jigs whatsoever. It's also Orochi, the Extreme Mission Type F, which they would say is more of like a reaction bait rod, but I think it is an incredible football jig rod. I love it. Extreme Mission Type F.
Next one is big swim bait. I'm not going to even let you answer that one because I know your answer is going to be the IMX Pro 966, which is a rod you haven't been able to get for like almost a year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the Dobyns Champion XP series. The 806, 807, 795, those are all awesome swim bait rods.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Deep crank. Let's I'm gonna split that up. Let's go 12 to 18 and then like 18 plus, like your 10XD stuff.
Like a big rod.
Yeah.
Lighter, if it's tight action, that's a Loomis 906. No question. IMX Pro 906. Like tactical crank.
Yep.
If you're talking like 6XD wide action, that would be literally that guy. The big cranker, for sure. And then 10XD in this price point, what's that one? It's, yeah, for sure. It's
Would you go 805?
Dobyns 805
or
805, not 806.
Right.
805.
Right.
I like the 805 a lot better. I know you do too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we both got the 806s when they designed it for the 10XD.
And thought the 5 was better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, square bill.
Normally, I would say 845 CBR,
right?
Obviously, but this year I've been playing a ton with the flat side special, and I really like that rod.
Spinnerbait.
All right, so spinnerbait is another one that you could do on a lot of things.
Right.
But Loomis just brought back, like I said, the technique specific rods. I do not have the spinnerbait rod. But I have the 812 spinnerbait in the old school, the old like bronze looking ones. I have it in that. It's an amazing rod, and they just brought it back.
Okay. Yeah, I have that rod too. Frog.
7.3 extra heavy X-Pride.
Top water walking.
Okay. Top water walking would be the MBR series. So Loomis, at this price, IMX Pro, the MBRs where they've got that tip that just loads up, that bows up, where you still got power, but that tip will load up on those treble hooks, for sure.
There you guys have it. You can see our passion. You can see like our thought process on cue once we're asked the question. There is, and we get these questions asked all the time. Like I said, in messages, DMs, emails, and leave them down below in the comment section. We will try to get to them as soon as possible. We are pumping these videos out to get these all out in time for tomorrow's Black Friday sale, but that was our gut reaction, honest answers right there. And down below in the video description, we will link all of that stuff. I'm not sure we're gonna have room to link like reels and line and all that because YouTube.
I was thinking the same thing. We might run out of space, but we'll at least get all the rods, and if we can pair them all to reels, we'll do it.
Otherwise, we'll just leave 3 or 4 of our favorite reels that meet that price point that work with these rods.
Yeah.
And then probably line and stuff's going to be out. But if you can go braid to leader, you gain a ton of sensitivity.
Yeah.
But there you guys have it. If you guys like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to our channel. We normally do 3 videos a week. This time of the year, it's every single day.
Every day.
Turn on those notifications.
Tomorrow, high end.
Tomorrow is high end. Yeah.
On Black Friday, high end rods and reels. Is there a better day to talk about them?
Yeah. Now that sale typically starts a little bit later because it's West Coast time. So you guys on the East Coast, like us now, keep that in mind. I know you're gonna be at the computer, on the keyboard, stuff in your cart, ready to go. So I know I will.
We will see you guys tomorrow morning. We'll be talking super high end. That video will be out before the sale starts. You'll have plenty of time. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys.